What a stupid hockey team we cheer for. Not just cheer for. What a stupid hockey team we live and die by. My mood is determined by this group of individuals assembled wearing the blue and white, wearing that goddamn Maple Leaf jersey on their chest. Every single day, every single night on the post-game and the pre-game, whether it's the morning after, if it's watching Leafs Morning Take with Nick and Rosie, I don't know what it is, what causes it, I don't know. But this group, they push you away. They push you out. And then when you've given up and when you have lost all hope, they drag your ass right back in. They slap you in the face and they tell you how fucking stupid you are. It's unbelievable. My favorite word all season. Unbelievable. I tried to bury it. I tried to get rid of it. I tried to say, you know what? I'm not going to say that word anymore this year. I got to get rid of the word unbelievable. But that's what this is. Not the game, not the result, not any of that shit. But the fact that these guys mentally check out for 2 games in the playoffs. Game 4, Game 5. Game 5 is probably the worst game I have ever seen this group play together. Maybe it was just Matthews and Marner standing out the way that they did. Maybe it was the score at the end of all of it. I don't know. But, can they lose this series? Yeah, probably. Will they lose this series? Who the fuck knows? It's the Maple Leafs, and they're going to Game 7. So, yeah, probably. But for the time being, I'm all the way back in. Like I never left, I'm all the way back in. It's insane what this group does to us. And I know there's people who are going to come to this chat and they're going to say, look at this asshole. Look at this scumbag who came here and he told us, he said the Leafs are done. They're cooked. They don't have it. All this stuff. They didn't. The last game we saw these guys play was like they were playing, to steal the quote from Herb Brooks in Miracle, some throwaway game up in Rochester. I am on an emotional roller coaster that is unfathomable. To go from where I was on Wednesday night, where I'm telling producer Vic, who can't even say words, that's it. We're out. It's over. To where I am right now. This wasn't just a win. It's not that you squeaked this thing out, even despite the tight score. This is exactly the type of hockey that you want a group in the playoffs playing. Tight checking, nothing going on offensively. Honestly, for either team. Killing penalties. We'll get to the power play later in the show because I want to start positive before I go to that bullshit. But tight checking, killing penalties, goaltending is on fuego. All of it. From top to bottom. These guys are flying. And it's like, where in the flying fuck was that on Wednesday night? Even if you lost the game on Wednesday, we'd be like, they gave it a hell of an effort. Not the case. These guys just don't do that on Wednesday. To the point, we are writing eulogies for Mitch Marner. And then it's like, well, pull us right the fuck back in. Unreal what this group just continues to do to us. Night in, night out, week after week after week. And I know on this post-game show, for the most part here, I'm going to sound like some dinky fucking Leafs homer, whatever adjective you'd like to use to describe me. It's probably fair. Because 2 days ago, I was out. I I said this group is done. They're cooked. It's over. All of that kind of stuff. All of it. To the point that I even dragged, I'll call him a co-host on this because he's here on the After Dark a lot, especially in the playoffs. I dragged co-host and the one guy who knows anything better than all of us, despite you scumbags on Twitter who chirp away at him. He played in the league, and he's like, you Leafs fans need to believe. And I dragged him in the mud. I was like, it's fucking over, Rosie. This team is cooked. They're done. I was so upset after Game 5. And then they do this. And they say, meh, you quit on us. Hold my fucking beer. Unreal. Tonight's show is a presentation of Bet365. We'll continue to break everything down. We do have the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Rosehill joining us on the postgame here tonight to help break everything down. We'll see where he's at here as well on this game. And I want raw emotion from the guy, and I know he's going to give it to us because that's what he always does. Leafs Morning Take, I tuned in this morning, and he was still on fire. Like, the guy is, for a firefighter, for a guy who's good at putting out fires, I mean, this guy is just on fire at all times. We'll see where he's at here tonight. I'll probably take some callers here. We'll also answer all the super chats that we have coming in. I do see there was one in there already. But before we get to our next caller here, I want to remind you guys that it is time now for the Ninja Crispy Hotline. And the Ninja Crispy Hotline is, as always, presented by the Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer.
Meet the first of its kind, the Ninja Crispy Portable Cooking System. The power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hand. So you can cook big or small batches. Just prep it, crisp it, serve it, and store it all in one.
The Ninja Crispy is an all-in-one system that includes 4-quart, 6-cup Tempur glass containers and 2 storage lids. The Ninja Crispy is thermal shock resistant, can go from frozen to crispy in minutes. With the Crispy Power Pod, you get the power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hands. The 4-quart container fits 4 pounds of chicken or veggies. Cook a personal-sized meal in 7 minutes in the 6-cup container. Max crisp, bake, air fry, and recrisp with the Ninja Crispy. You can prep, cook, and store anything from crispy favorites to one-dish meals. Visit their website in the link in the description and stay tuned for a chance to win a free Ninja Crispy for one of our lucky fans. Let's now welcome to the show the guy everybody's been waiting to see. I especially was waiting to hear from on a night like this, Jay Rosehill. Rosie, how the fuck are
What's
you feeling?
happening? Are you having a little mini meltdown over there? I don't know what's going on, what the thoughts are here tonight. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. These guys, man. Like, these guys. Of course, there's a game 7.
Why not?
Pappy, right? Pappy's on the board. Mr. 67, 1967. Like, seals the deal. That was it for me. When Austin scored, I was like, that's amazing, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We need more. I can't believe they shut the Panthers out. I really can't. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know if that's enough. Before the game tonight, everyone who's given up has said, well, they're going to win tonight. You know that. And then they're going to, in dramatic fashion, break everyone's heart again in game 7. That's still a reality, but they showed up tonight. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't like a Maple Leafs game that you would expect. Maybe the new Maple Leafs, if you want to call them that, but like a grindy, patient, kill the penalty, push to the outside, bide your chances, and just find one. Just find one with 7 minutes left to go, and that's enough to get it done. It just blows my mind, man. I can't predict these guys. I can't bet on them. I don't even know what to say about them, and I'm not I don't know if you're fucking designing the rings right now or not, but I'm not quite there. I'm not there yet. There's a lot more to be done, and the Florida Panthers know how to respond.
Yeah.
The fact that there was no scoring chances tonight just blows my mind. What Oh, did anyone have a real good scoring chance tonight? Even Austin's goal, like the best scoring chance was Pacioretty from McMahon, like entering the zone with fucking speed. Like, where has that been? Like, oh,
McMahon, who has been missing,
I don't
Rosie,
have a
for
breakdown. You
10 games.
Guide me here. Guide me here. I'm just spewing shit.
Look. This group is the most unpredictable group of all time. You never know. Like, this is Forrest Gump. Life is box of chocolates. That bullshit. But, Rosie, I'm going to say this. There was one thing that was predictable. They were going to win tonight. Like, we all knew they were dragging us back to 7. But it was how it happened. It was how it happened that was going to be interesting to me. And, like, while this game... Look, I'm just going to be dead honest with you. I said it to the chat when I started the show, and I'm going to say this to you so that you're aware of where I'm going to go, so that you're not sitting around going, what the hell is this idiot talking about as we go through the rest of the show. I opened the show basically being like, I'm going to be a fanboy, like, lunatic tonight. Because like, that game was not just, oh, you won, you got it to 7, let's see what happens. Like, we'll talk about 7 on Sunday. We have time to talk about 7. We'll do, I'm sure you're going to be involved in some pregame shit. We'll be at Greta doing pregame shit. But this game tonight, let's talk about just this game here tonight. That was like picture perfect, textbook, Berube playoff hockey. It was tight checking. You didn't have space. You didn't give up space. The defense played really well. It was physical both ways. Like, all of that. All of it. Rosie, just what a stupid group. You know what I mean? Like you went from the most pathetic effort I've ever seen put forth. I'm talking more pathetic than like some throwaway game in December against the Anaheim Ducks. That was what you put forth on Wednesday night in Game 5. And then you follow it up with like exactly what you need to be doing in a playoff game to beat anybody, not just the Florida Panthers. That's a recipe for success against anyone. I can't even stop laughing saying this shit because it's just like, how did we go from one side of the extreme to the other in 2 days? And then it's like, I know the answer because it's the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs, Rosie.
No, I hear you. Like, if you told me you were going to score 1 goal in 9 periods against the Florida Panthers, I would say, well, that's the end of your season.
Yeah.
If you were going to tell me that they would win 3 in a row, I would say, well, you're cooked.
Done.
They're 75% of the way there in 3 games. Like, not a chance. And I guess because of the start that they had in the first 2 games, and then tonight, like, I'm still processing what the hell that was tonight. Like, you think it was pure Berube? I love all that. I mean, the penalty kills were unbelievable. They didn't allow them to get any quality chances. There was second efforts out the ass. Like Max Domi early on, just diving to clear pucks. Mm-hmm. They were just
he was
smart
very
with
good
it.
tonight, by the way. Max Domi was good tonight.
He was.
Yep.
They were all smart with it, and sometimes smart with it looks annoying. Like, you got to flip it into the neutral zone, and people don't love it, but you can't always skate out with pure control. You can't always throw that seam pass right on the money to a guy with speed. Sometimes you got to do that stuff, and they did it all, and they kept it all to the outside. They didn't have the breakdowns. They just didn't give the Florida Panthers anything, and I didn't really expect that kind of a game. I am very hesitant to plan the parade.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Because we've been talking about what they do in the past, and I don't know why games 4 and 5 were the way that they were. Like, zero character whatsoever. Like, zero. Like, unbelievable. I was ready to torch the guys down to their core for, like, not having a response to even speak of. And then I'm like, hey, and you heard me in the group chat. I was like, guys, I'm not getting rah-rah. I'm not throwing shade and being Mr. Negative. I don't have a clue what to expect, and I literally expect nothing. And I will just sit and watch, and I'll take whatever happens. And now we're here, and they just shut out the Panthers. Austin Matthews is on the board with the winner. People are calling it the biggest goal of his career. And it was just a simple wrister on the 5-hole. That gets just turned to the corner 9 times out of 10. And it's the G-dub biggest goal of his career. It's fucking mind-numbing what this game can do and what this team can come up with. And I don't think I've had enough time to process tonight, but
that's what the After Dark is for, man. There's no processing. You go fucking right to it. I walked from my TV to here, sat down, and pressed go.
It's but they have a chance. They absolutely have a chance. I have this fear about what it's going to look like potentially if it's going to be the same shit that it has been in the past. We've gotten to game 7s. We've shown signs of life. We've kind of teeter-tottered around being good enough and then kind of eked in. And at the end of the day, every year for 8 years, they have fallen short when they need to get over the hump. I'm not forgetting that.
Yeah.
But it's massive tonight that they shut out the Panthers and Pappy got on the board and they have life and they have a chance and they're going home. I don't know what that means anymore. It was good juju in game 1 and 2. It was one of the worst Toronto Maple Leafs games in history in game 5.
Ever.
So I don't know what that means going home. I really don't. I don't know who's going to show up. I thought Willie was dog shit tonight. Like fucking dog shit tonight. Yep. And they still win. Like I'm still waiting for this team to have Mitch and Austin and Willie and throw in JT and Morgan Riley just step up and just put on this performance where they're like, here's why I'm an all-star and here's what I can do to affect the game. And I want them all to do it at the same time. And it's just a fucking drubbing. I realize that's extremely difficult against the Florida Panthers, but like it's going to take something more than even that in game 7. You realize that, right?
Oh, 100%. I'm well aware. I'm at least realistic enough to be aware that it's going to be like Pacioretty here, by the way, was asked post-game. David Alter put out here, Pacioretty on looking ahead to game 7, quote, "We're going to war." Like this from the Florida Panthers side of things, and I pray to God the Maple Leafs side of things, if you're going to have anything, is going to be an elevated game from what you saw here tonight. It just is. It's going only natural because you want to talk about killer instinct like Brad Marchand kept fucking toying with the media saying the Leafs have. The Florida Panthers have killer instinct. Brad Marchand has killer instinct. Like, they do. And you know what they're going to do in a game 7? Holy fuck, they're going to show up. So you better be ready to. Like, you better be ready to answer the bell. It's going to take even more than what it did tonight. It's just, Rosie, part of the reason I give Berube the credit was just that game. How many times this season do we have to read from the calculator community? No chances, boring, not fun to watch, not high scoring, 1-2 goals in the game total, blah, 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 blah. 2-0 game. It comes in the third period. Both teams, I believe, finished the game with less than 20 shots on goal total each. Like, you know, that's why I go, that's Craig Berube hockey. Like, that's a Craig Berube game. How many block shots? How many finished checks? Simone Benoit lighting up Brad Marchand. I don't know why I emphasized the letters on that one that I did. Brad Marchand. Like, it's like those situations, those moments. And, you know, one of the things Merrick's pointed out to me on the sheet a few times, and even separately, was just like, Pontus Holmberg goes into the game, and this guy just gets leveled. Like, he is getting obliterated. But you know what he does that we don't see this Leafs team in years past? I'm not going to say him specifically, but this Leafs team in years past get absolutely smoked, right back up. Right back up on your feet. And you know, that's a stupid little thing, but it's real. It's a playoff moment. You talked about it. You've tweeted about it. What happens when these guys get leveled like that? Oh, lay on the ice, look for the call, do the LeBron. Is there one coming? Nope. Pontus, one of those guys, just get right the fuck back up. And like it's instilled throughout the lineup. Matthew Nyes, he makes that hit. Now, it's him going to throw the hit. It's a reverse check that comes back. I think just, you could probably speak to it better, but I think it was just the ass of, I can't even remember who he went to hit. Comes back out, hits him. I think he probably gets Charlie horsed a little bit there. Probably just leg goes numb. Like, I've had that playing when I grew up. I'm sure you've had that at different points. He stays in the game. And Berube manages him effectively. Okay, here's where you go out, here's where you don't. But it's the warrior mentality. How many guys would you have seen in years past? It's like game 6, do or die, top 6 guy. Hit, leg goes numb. Oh, he's gone. That's it. Who knows when we'll see him again. It's just like this mindset that's instilled throughout these guys. But it's like also insane to say, Rosie, because that wasn't the case on Wednesday. That wasn't what we just watched 2 days ago. Like, what a stupid group of fucking players assembled here, honestly.
It is. The Nyesy thing scares me, man. I've had as bad of a Charlie horse as you could probably ever get. Like, you think, like, did I break my femur, and it's brutal, and it goes numb, and it goes down into your heel and your foot, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where you're like, oh, I get it. It's just going to feel like this, and it's not going to get any worse. And it kind of goes away almost, or like it still certainly hurts, but you're like, oh, I get it. I feel what happened. This is what it's like. Now I can just wrap my head around it, and you still go. He just kept feeling like, I don't know, when a guy puts his ass into you, like you're going to full on body check, 400 and some pounds coming together, and they turn their back to you and put their ass out, so they can absorb that. And then all of the pressure and all of the momentum, instead of going right up against, like absorbing from your whole body and your hips and your shoulder and your arms and everything, and it absorbs into a body check, it's just that guy's little bony ass. And it goes right into, and it just, all the pressure's there, and it can throw your back out, your hips out, your knees. I've torn my knee doing that before. I tore my MCL from a hit on a guy's ass, and everything tweaked, and he's battling through it. He's a warrior.
That's
but he's
why you
like
only
the last
scored 5
guy
goals.
We can lose.
If it wasn't for that fucking MCL, it would have been way more.
No, but I'm saying, like, weird shit happens where
I know.
you hit a guy's ass like that, and you can't get out of the way. You're going full speed. Your one part of your body just takes the whole brunt of it. I am kind of worried about Matthew Nyes because he gets through on adrenaline. He's going to go to sleep and wake up in the morning. He might not be able to fucking walk.
Yeah.
And then what happens to the lineup? It's a concern. I don't want to drop on it tonight. Maybe we can talk about it later. That's on my mind. But one thing you talk about Craig Berube hockey, like everyone's like, not everyone, but people are online saying this Craig Berube hockey is not, sustainable. It just gives the puck away. What's with this dump? They've been playing dump hockey. They've been playing dump and change, not dump and chase. And there was a couple of times in the third period I noticed McMahon and Domi were doing it a couple times, and you're coming with speed through the neutral zone. You don't have numbers on them. You can't make a fancy play, and you're not going to risk throwing it around with equal numbers. You flip it up in the air to land on the back wall or the corner, and you just keep going. And that D-man has to go, fuck me, as it goes over his head, turn around, shoulder check, and you just come with 2 guys. Whether you come 2-on-1 and take away the wall, whether you come 1 and the other guy on your D partner, third man high reads and reacts, you try to cut the ice in half and force them up one side, and you are fucking coming. That is dump and chase. You force turnovers like crazy. You hammer their D-men. You set up in the O zone. You get the puck back. That's the chase part of it that they haven't really adopted. And people that don't really know are watching them play in the last couple of games saying this dump and chase is bullshit. They're not dumping and chasing. They're dumping, and one guy goes in against 3 while the other guys change because they're in their D zone for so much. They can't get anything going. I saw it a little bit there, and it was massive. Yeah. And it just creates momentum and ozone time, and it causes panic in your opponent. Same thing is coming in with speed. If you have some numbers, if you have a rush, if some guy's trailing and you've got to step on him, come with fucking speed through the neutral zone. Like when they were stymied for 9 periods straight, they had, like, every guy was wide-legged, just like shimmy shaking, looking around. And whether it was the D zone or inside their blue line, they were just wide leg. Like no one's going to move their feet. And it's like they're just looking for that pass. And sometimes they try to make the pass to the guy a million miles away. That's going to get picked off. It's going to miss the mark. If it hits his tape, it probably is going to be a grenade. And even if it does land and you make that play, he's out in fucking no man's land all by himself. It's been very frustrating. And then they just grinded it out. And they tightened up enough, and they've got those pieces in play, those Tanevs and McCabe's and Benoit's and OELs, and they're doing their job. And Wool, for when he got tested, he was there. They just it was just this, they just weathered the storm and just hung on through the storm, through the fury, and waited until they could see light. And then Matthews just finds a sneaky 5-hole, and that's the game. It's unbelievable. Again, I'm not planning any parade, and I'm not getting too high. I'm not yo-yoing like everyone does, because this could still be as leafy as anything in Game 7. But they got to Game 7, and they have a chance. And I am cautiously optimistic. I am sitting here going, son of a bitch. I don't want to get too high because I do that every time and it blows up in my face.
I know.
For 3 years of doing this show and far beyond that as well. But I'm going to do the same thing I did going into this game. Yeah, well, that's pretty awesome. Like, you're still in it. You're still in it. It's going to take X, Y, and Z. I'm going to watch. You fucking show me if you have it in you. Because I'm not going to get too excited over a win in Game 6. They've been here, I don't even know how many Game 7s this team has had, this core has had. It's been a lot. They've never been on the right side of it.
Is 5-0 against the Maple Leafs.
5-0 for two different teams against this exact team.
Sick.
Going back a little while. So I'm jacked. I'm thrilled they won. I just wanted hope, and there is 100% hope. There's hope, and maybe they just come out fucking buzzing. Paul Murray says you don't carry momentum from game to game. I think that is bullshit. If those guys start on their toes and fucking buzz and chase their dumps and attack with speed and defend like they were tonight and just relentlessly fucking pepper by moving their feet and hitting everything and crashing and throwing it at the net and just going, those pricks will be so shocked and out of their element. You could get up on them and you could hold them off and you could win Game 7. They have a chance, but it's going to take that. It's not going to be that wide-legged, no-skating, fucking far side horse shit. I promise you they'll fucking lose. This is going to have to look different. It's going to have to be different, and it's going to take more than they've ever given before. It's going to take an effort that they're not used to. It's going to have to be something special from this group. And that's the only way they're going to do this. That team is too good, too experienced. They're going to understand what happened tonight and be so prepared and come with their best. You're going to have to do something special in Game 7. But if they want to commit to that and do something that they've never done before, this could be fucking special.
We got a comment in the chat saying they're never taking their Jay Rosehill poster off their wall. So that's
they made posters? Must be a homemade poster. Your kid made it.
Someone was sitting at home with Photoshop and got it printed out for you. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get one on the wall behind me, Jay Rosehill poster.
Don't make anything.
There's one thing I want to go to on the negative side. Negative, let's put it that way. It's something I'm going to criticize of tonight's game, but it kind of goes both ways a little bit. Before I get there, I mean, you say yo-yoing. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm yo-yoing. Do I think this means they win in Game 7? No, I don't think so. And who the hell knows? The history of this team, all of it. To me, it's scary as hell. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that meme. I don't know if you play GTA or whatever. The guy walking down the alley. Oh, shit. Here we go again. That's how I feel going into this thing.
Was that San Andreas? Was that the San Andreas one? Or what was that?
Sure, yeah. That's how I feel. Again, we're going into Game 7 again. It's all of that stuff going into it. And it's just but tonight and this win and the way they won makes me feel confidence the wrong word, but it makes me feel like happy and like know that like, hey, you had this in you. It's just pissed off knowing that they didn't do this. It's not just that they lost in game 4 and that they lost in game 5. It's how they lost. And then you play this way and it's like, holy fuck, you had this in you. If you played this way and lost in game 5, the reaction after from you, me, whatever, it's not the same. Like we're not reacting the way that we did after game 5, you know, but you had this in you all along. And we can talk about how good Florida played in those games. And I think that's fair. Florida did play great, but this team, they did not play up to their expectations in those ones. And then watching this here tonight, it just drags me right back in. But Rosie, I mean, just even off the yo-yoing thing here, producer Vic, he's on my ass on text. He's on my ass in the group chat. He's on my ass in our group chat. He wants an apology from you. For those who didn't watch Leafs Morning Take today, producer Vic not only said would this team win, but his hot take, which by the way, I thought was kind of embarrassing. I commented it in the chat, and Vic was like, I gave him a layup. I was like, this was a embarrassing hot take to have, was that Matthews, your captain and highest paid player, would have a game and the team would win. And I was like, that is embarrassing that's your hot take. You know what I mean? Like, that should not be if your hot take was Bobby McMahon, the wrong guy, because he had a night here tonight too. If your hot take was Holmberg has a night and then you win this game, I'd be like, oh, that's a fucking spicy one. This guy throws out Matthews, but Austin Matthews, game-winning goal, and this team wins. He wants an apology from you.
Great point. A guy that is your franchise player who's won 3 Rocket Richards in the last 5 years.
It's
not supposed to be a spicy hot take that you think he's going to score and have an impact on a game fucking 6 when your back's against the wall elimination. It's not supposed to be a hot take. The only reason it is because he was so absent from the entire playoffs, basically, that's a crazy hot take, thinking your captain and generational goal scorer is going to score. So Vic, if you would have said Pontus Holmberg is going to do it, and I said I don't see any reason to believe that, and he did, I would apologize. But all I said was I would love it more than anybody, but I don't have any reason to think that he's going to. He didn't lend any narrative towards he's ready to pop off. He's been a semblance of himself. But the fact is, he came down the wall, and again, 9 times out of 10, that just gets turned to the corner with Bobber's stick, and he somehow catches him, not being able to get into the butterfly close enough. So, producer Vic, what a spicy hot tamale take. You are a psychic, and you called it, and I'm glad you did, because I'm thrilled with that win tonight. I have my reservations still about what needs to happen, and I've seen this movie before where they lose in Game 7, and all you can think of is Game 3 having a 3-1 lead and just evaporating, and then losing 3 fucking straight by completely filling your pants and having like 0 character in those wins. And I mean 0. Yeah. Zero character in those last 2 losses, to the point where like burn it down is the narrative across every Leafs fan's mind.
Dude, I was having conversations of do you contemplate trading the guy?
Well, for good reason. Like, they've done this every year. Let's not forget they haven't won yet. They got themselves back in the fight after completely relinquishing the series. Like, they were up 2-0. They gave them 3 straight, Zach.
I know.
Through a complete lack of any grit or dig in or leadership or veteran presence or character. And then they're back against the wall, and they sneak out this Game 6 of attrition. And here we are going into Game 7 again. Like, I'm not saying they're the team to do it all, but if they somehow, and I don't know what it's going to look like or how they're going to do it, I've stopped guessing on this team, but if they get by the Florida Panthers on Sunday, if they find a way to get by them, I've said it before, and it was during better times in this series, but there's nothing fucking stopping them. If this team is the best team in the world that they're playing, that is what is so impressive about getting up 2-0 on them. That's what's so impressive about winning that war of attrition that we just watched in Sunrise and giving yourself a chance. Like, if you could finally break through and do this, I will be so high on the bandwagon. I think Twitter will just call me public enemy number one. I'll be like one of the guys in the parades down Toronto, like, hey, like riding a pony in one of the famous parades downtown Bay Street. I'll join it, just singing Sunshine and Rainbows, because I don't think anything will fucking stop this team.
Dude.
If they get by the Florida Panthers, if they do something special on Sunday, and it will take something special.
Dude, we had the naked biker ride downtown.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Yeah, exactly like that.
One.
Sign me up for the naked biker rally.
We had the naked bike ride, and it came down my street, and I had buddies. I had buddies from home. Sorry, I had buddies from home here that weekend. We have a balcony outside of our apartment, and one of my buddies from home was down here. And he gets up in the morning. He's outside. I'm in the kitchen. I'm making breakfast. He's outside on the balcony. He has no idea the bike ride's going on. He comes running in, and he goes, "There's naked people outside. There's naked people outside." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Get me a Norco 10 speed, and I will lead the charge on that thing with just a sweaty bike saddle and me saying we're going the distance. If they get by these Florida Panthers, like, I'll be so fanboy, because I've always thought this would be the biggest roadblock in the world, and they damn near gave it up, but they have a chance. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're not putting streamers on the Norco yet. Game 7 is going to take something that they've never done before. Like, even the performance they gave tonight, it won't do it. It won't cut it. You won't win. Like, Billy can't be a fucking passenger. Mitch needs to contribute somehow, and it's got to be this monster effort that's collective on the whole team, that shows nothing but character. And I've questioned these guys' character before, and I would love for them to show up and say, whoever that fucking old duster is that does that podcast who questioned our character, well, he can put it up his ass now, because we just beat the big cats in Game 7. I want it bad, and they have a chance.
That guy can hoop his bike seat.
Just gobble up the whole bike seat. There's probably a couple people in that thing that could gobble up a bike seat if I remember some of the picks online. But hey, power to them. Like I said, I'll join them if they can get past these fellas.
This is what a win like tonight does, Rosie. It gets
I'm
me
glad we
in a
feel
mode
like this, man. I wasn't ready for post-mortem. I wasn't ready for the post-mortem one.
Give me it's insane. We got 700 people watching here on the show tonight. If you haven't already, this is what it does, man. It draws out like Jeff Merrick. He's in the chat right now. He's telling people hit that like button. We have 150 likes. I'll do all the smelling salts in the world, dude. I'll be here until 1 a.m. doing smelling salts on the stream if people like it. I don't give a fuck. Hit the like button. I got 3 sets of smelling salts to do. Keep going. We'll keep racking this thing up. Amal Delic, our boss, is in the chat. He says, "We'll fly you out." Oh shit, where'd I lose it? We'll fly you out and we'll get you on a tangerine bike.
That's because I was racking up Ubers last time I was there, and I was rocking the tangerine to keep the bills down. Oh, I felt good though. Get a little morning cruise downtown. It was good, man. Talk to Amal about Game 7. Like, is it too late to hop on a jumbo tomorrow night, or what are we doing here?
Oh, that's a conversation that we can have there, Rosie. We'll try to get you out here in person. No matter what happens, though, whether you're here or not, and I hope you are here, we'll be at Greta Bar YYZ downtown Toronto. So it'll be an absolute blast. We'll have the pregame show, Greta Bar, 590 King Street West, downtown Toronto. Great street food, arcade games. We'll be there for the pregame show, the postgame show, all of it, breaking down Game 7 as well as a live watch party. So hopefully, maybe we'll talk to the powers that be, and we'll see if we can get Jay Rosehill out here.
Game 1 and 2 vibes, though, man, at Greta. Oh, take me back. That was unbelievable. Stutter step through the middle of this series, no question. But again, they found a way, and they have a chance. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, I have so much hope that they've learned from something and that their experience, they've been through this so many times. That core, part of what's killing everyone about that core is they've been through this so many times and come up short. But at what point in time is that experience going to develop character?
When will those lessons have been learned?
Johnny T, lessons are done. Time to pass the test, man. It's exciting, but just thinking of Game 7, Greta, and the vibes that I experienced Game 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Whoo, doggy, sign me up. I'm excited, man. Again, I'm glad this isn't a post-mortem end of season show. Very glad.
You know what I did that was real stupid? So after Game 5, I was in a dark place, and I wouldn't bring it up because I wouldn't want to do it. I would like to avoid it if possible, but it's been brought up in the chat by different people multiple times. I was so convinced, and I'm not saying they're going to win on Sunday, but I was so convinced after Game 5. I was so convinced. I was like, if this stupid team wins in Game 7, I'll do the entire post-game show tarps off in the bar.
Wow, that's a commitment if I've ever heard one.
And all these people in the chat are like, remember what you promised.
Okay, like, it didn't say you're gonna go Bears sack. You go tarps off. That's you're not relinquishing that bet, buddy.
It's easier. Yeah, it's easier if I do it here in my home.
So did you say I'll do Game 7 tarps off?
The post game, if they win in 7, I'll do the post game tarps off in Game 7. Yeah, Game 7.
Okay, well, you have to commit to that. They get
100%. Yeah.
Conference finals Game 7 against the Big Cats. Fuck, I don't want to say that.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I said I'll watch that. I'll watch that.
Hopefully you'll be there. Okay, quickly though, I do want to like do some serious stuff on this. Like I am going full fanboy. I'm willing to admit that, and there's probably some shit. We will be at Greta Bar, by the way. I see people in the chat. Do it at Greta Bar. We will be at Greta Bar on Sunday. So make sure to come out and join us. Like, don't just say do it at Greta Bar. You want to watch it there. Come to Greta Bar. Come be there with us. Like, we want to enjoy this with people. That's one thing, by the way, just quick side note, Rosie, especially doing this, like, I made a commitment effectively doing the post-game show that, like, I don't go out and I don't do that shit when the Leafs play. I sit here, watch the game, do the post-game show, and roll on, like, and then maybe go out after, whatever. But I don't get to watch with people. Like, I don't have that experience. Now doing this, we've got to go to Greta Bar. We get to watch with Leafs fans, like, all that stuff. It's fun. So come on out to Greta Bar on Sunday. But quickly here, Rosie, I do want to bring it up with you. The one thing... If there's one thing here that I'm really pinpointing for the Leafs is special teams. You did a great job on the penalty kill here tonight. You went perfect. Power play, obviously, here in this is not great, and there was a couple moments where I was like, fuck, you got to bury, you got to capitalize these opportunities. But more so what I want to throw at you here is kind of the two sides of it. Yeah, your penalty kill did really good, or did great, honestly, and not just really good. They did great tonight. But you did some stupid shit that put you in those positions. And that was a frustrating thing to me, especially in that first period. I know OEL fought against the one penalty that he got, and I get why he fought. Like, I think it was a little bit like, was that not? But it was a tripping penalty. You just look at the situations. They put themselves there. I was looking at that being like, fuck, here we go again, Game 4. That's one side of it. The other side, and I'm just going to ask you for a generic statement. I'm not going to ask you to break down each individual thing. The other side of it was just the power play, not capable of converting here tonight. You get it done 5-on-5. That's a positive. But I'm just curious what you make of the special teams as a whole, responding to those penalties that were taken, and the fact that they did take those penalties. I know I'm asking you a lot here, so break it down however you would like. But that sector of the game was something that stood out to me in this one tonight that I would like to clean up in Game 7, especially if you want to win that one.
Yeah, like playing hard in a game like that and staying out of the penalty box is a difficult task, no doubt. And I mean, kind of unfortunately, you can look at the masters of that right across at the other bench. The Florida Panthers play hard. They attack. Like if anyone comes near their goalie or touches anyone or after the game again, like they just swarm and they get their little shots in, but they do it so finely tuned that it doesn't cross the line in the referee's eyes and they get away with it. The Leafs, like the careless ones, like even Matthews, you're trying to lift a guy's stick like that hard. You better make sure you're under his stick, because you can't miss his stick and be flinging it up that hard and just slash his face. You'll go every single time. It's so you can, from ice level, you can hear it smack the visor. And the guy's head snaps back, and it's game over. And you know, everyone, it's not anyone individually, but it's an art to play very hard. But you have to have that just extra level right at the end of discipline at the line to not cross it. It's difficult, but you can't keep killing penalties like that. Fortunately, this kill is really good. I think that's the back end here has really solidified that, and you can just turn everything away. They're not scrambling and swimming, and there's no backdoor plays like there were in years past. Unbelievable at killing penalties. And with the power play, I just, at this point in time in a Game 7, it just takes one. Like, look at Austin Matthews. Like, how many chances has he had? And remember the posts he was hitting early on, like going back to the Ottawa series, and just couldn't find the back of the net. People had predicted it. Obviously, it's on blast right now, the people that did predict it, but he's going to have to rise up and just score the big one. Even Berube said that. It just takes one big one. And it wasn't fancy. It wasn't flashy. He's still probably hurt, but he just found an opening where he just kind of double tap bobber, and he's just a fraction off of his timing and couldn't get that butterfly down, and he snuck it in his 5-hole, and that was the game winner. Like, it just takes one, and maybe they'll have to kill a couple penalties in Game 7, and maybe they'll get a couple opportunities on the power play. But if it's Game 7, like literally at 60 minutes, if you can just find a way to get one, I am not the guy to tell you how that's going to happen. And what you need to do is set up in a high umbrella and wait for the seam to open. Like, get fucking real. You guys are all power play specialists. You're all superstars. There's a reason there's 5 forwards on that power play, because you are all lifelong career power play specialists. Find a way and just bury one.
I can't say it any better than that, and I'm not trying to get into X's and O's on any of that. It was just something I wanted to bring up from this game tonight, was the penalties that were taken and those opportunities that came up for the Panthers. I thought you did a great job responding, but you gave them. And on the other side, the power plays you had didn't capitalize on them. Now, credit to the Panthers for killing those off, but I think for us as Leafs fans and on a Leafs show, we look at this and we just go, wow, like that's the opposite side where we're like, well, you can never score on the power play. So that was a conversation I wanted to have. You've been very, very generous of your time here tonight, and I know you're in a hotel. People in the chat are wondering if that is a Motel 6 that you're in. I think the Wi-Fi that you have is too good for that. But last thing, Rosie. Last thing. There was lots of conversation. What do you do with the lines? How do you manage this? You know, we talked about Berube and the different approach that he has, and how in-game or game-to-game, we would have seen a very different mindset, conversation. We would have seen different press conferences, all of it from Sheldon Keefe versus what we're seeing from Craig Berube. Craig Berube goes back to Calle Jarnkrok, he goes back to Pontus Holmberg, and he does one thing that I think shocked a lot of people in Leafs Nation. He kept 34 and 16 together. And the quote that he had about it, because we sat there and we said, fuck these guys, take them apart, I don't want to see this shit anymore. He said, I trust them, I believe in them. Austin Matthews, primary assist from Mitch Marner, and it wins you the game here tonight. What'd you make of the decisions by Craig Berube, the job he's done coaching, getting them back here tonight, and then on top of that, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews sticking together and combining for the game-winning goal in this one?
Yeah, like everyone was calling for the drastic change because if you're not part of the team, you feel powerless. And to call for a change in a lineup or an aligned combination right before the game, it makes you feel like, okay, good. Now, like, we've evoked some change in some form. And to be Craig Berube, I just think it's smart. He is calm. He doesn't hit the panic button. I just keep drawing back from when he was my coach for a year. He did have this calm demeanor about him, and obviously I think that's on blast almost too much so far in Toronto. Like, he's Mr. Calm, he's Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, hey, like, settle down a bit. He just doesn't have like these crazy up and down hot takes. But in my mind, like, I know he says he believed in them and everything else, but like, Sheldon Keefe's not here anymore. Austin and Mitch are. I think for Craig Berube, he's like, you guys are the superstars. You need to figure this out. I'm not going to jumble the lines and save the day. That's not how this game works. You guys are going to keep playing. And if you go down, you're going to go down together. And it's not going to be on me because if anything, he can't do anything. He understood that I'm not just going to mash the panic button and mix everything up for the sake of mixing it up. You guys are the stars. You've played together forever. You're supposed to be the heart and soul of this team. You're going to keep playing together. And if it doesn't work, it's not on Craig Berube. It's on those guys. And if it does, hell, he gave him a chance to answer. So by all accounts, smart. It happened to be effective tonight. Austin got on the board. I just hope it's one of those scenarios where once the levee breaks, it's just a fucking flood and a rush of momentum that comes through. That's my one big hope. But again, I'm far from planning parades, man, because we've been here a million times. I'm thrilled they got the win, but it's going to take something different. Even than tonight, it's probably going to take more than what they had in game 1 and 2. That was not the Panthers' best. They're going to show up. Paul Maurice and Tkachuk and Ekblad and Bennett and Reinhart and all these guys are going to be hyper focused, and they've got the experience. They're real men, and they're going to come at you, and you're going to get their best. So it's not like, hey, we got to game 7. Maybe it's our time. Maybe we'll finally slip through. Like, fucking good luck. You're going to get smoked if you don't think that it's going to take something that you've never done before. And I hope more than anybody that this team digs deep, has built on their past experience, and that builds character in there, and they can draw from it and come up with some performance that just blows everyone's socks off. Because like I said, if they get by this team that I think is the best in the world and they can beat them in a 7-game series, I think you stand a good chance of being the best team in the world. And I don't know what's going to stop you, but you're going to go on one hell of a run.
Agreed. And I'll get you out of here on this. There's a super chat specifically for you. Weston says, let's get 500 of the top Leafs Nation gang in that bar of yours on Sunday. That would be Greta Bar YYZ. I agree with that. And tear that place apart. And they end it with, Maine still loves Rosie.
Maine of all places.
Maine.
Portland. What did I do in Portland, Maine? Holy shit, I love it. Thanks for loving me, Maine. Would love nothing more. Honestly, Greta, like you say, it's tough to know where to watch the game, and should I be by myself or with friends, and who's actually dialed into the game. They've got a ton of TVs. We set up in front of the big projector, 300 fucking incher. Every speaker is pumping the game. Everyone is dialed in on it. It's awesome. And the fuller, the better. I don't think there would be a better place, especially if these guys from this chat and the people who have gotten on board with this podcast and Leafs Nation and everything that we do here came to Greta and just teed off for game 7. I just think it would be something that could be magical, man. There's probably not a better spot to watch because everyone's on the same page, watching that game intently. Game 1 and 2 were such good vibes. I think 7's going to be amazing.
All right, Rosie, get out of here, man. I appreciate you coming on. You spent a lot of time with me. That is my fault because I'm a bad manager of time, and I just kind of just use it up all of your time, all of it. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you, as always. Enjoy the win here tonight, and maybe we'll talk to Almo Delic, who was lurking around in the chat, and see what we can do about getting you out here.
He's texting me right now. I am in Edmonton, and it would take some finagling.
My roommate that you know, he's out there in Edmonton.
Maybe you can take care of my kid while I fly out for Game 7. We'll figure something out, boys.
All right, Rosie. Thank you, as always. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, buddy. Talk
Jay
to you.
Rosehill hopping on here on the Leaf Station After Dark to help us break this one down. We appreciate that, as always. If anybody wants to call into the show, I'll open this up to at least one person here, and see what we can get. I'll send the link in the chat here real quick. Obviously here, all I will say to anybody who wants to call into the show, give your thoughts on this, whatever it may be, just be respectful. Be respectful as you call in. We're not going to tolerate anything ridiculous here on the post-game show. Give your thoughts. Tell us how you're feeling. You can swear, whatever, but honestly, just again, be respectful on the call-in lines here. If anybody does want to call in, link is now sent in the chat. Before we can get there, I want to read some of these super chats as well. We do have 250 likes on the post-game show. So we have 1,000 people watching. We have 250 likes. That means we have to do smelling salts, and a lot of them, and I'm going to honor all of them. So I'll bounce back and forth. Smelling salts, answering your questions, giving my thoughts on it, all that kind of stuff, and doing the smelling salts. But as of right now, I got to do 5 sets of these. So let's start at the top, and before we get there, the smelling salts. Thank you for liking, and for those who are new, for those who haven't been here, yes, we do some dumb shit on the post-game show. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. I do smelling salts. Yeah, and people like seeing misery, but people also like seeing celebration. And that's what we've got here on the post-game show tonight. As much as we're going to break this down, it is a lot of vibes on this one. Here are the smelling salts. Thank you guys for liking. Keep hitting that like button. There you go. There's the first one underway. 4 more to go here as we do have 250 likes on the post-game show. Thank you as always. 5 sets of nasal damage potentially. You want to send in your super chats. You want your question or your comment read here on the post-game show. Send in your super chats. Proceeds from our super chats go to Sick Kids Charity, number 1 in Canada, number 3 in North America, Children's Hospital. You got your super chats in. I will read, answer, comment, all of them. I will be reading and breaking them all down here. We do have $70 in super chats sent into the show here tonight, so let's keep getting to those. Let's start at the top. Iskatsi, previously So Sangnam, and Mitch Marner's Vulva has now rebranded to Iskatsi. Iskatsi says, Marner's Vulva gotta moisten up for another apple. Just need one more. Get us one on Sunday, Mitchell. Show up on Sunday. Benadil found God. He told me, not yet, my child. Leafs in 7. Benadil has had some of the funniest super chats, by the way, that I've seen on this postgame in the entire time that I've been doing it. Benadil sent in famously after Game 5 that he quit watching hockey, and then Game 6 came back and said, never mind, I'm back. And then after Game 5, that was in the Ottawa series. And then Game 5 against the Panthers on Wednesday said that he didn't just quit watching hockey. He actually was quitting watching TV. TV. Not hockey, guys. That's how dark and down bad Benadil was. Benadil was in such a hole, he told us he quit watching TV. We're going to get to our first caller of the show here in a moment. Before we do, Mike Fammy says, I'm still going to sing my eulogy for Marner because he's still not coming back next year, possibly. But, I mean, you win this series, you get this team closer to a Stanley Cup. Whew. Even if he doesn't come back, I will be at least happier with all of it. And even if he walks, it is what it is. If that guy lifts the Stanley Cup over his head and walks for nothing, I will not give a fuck. I will tell you that for free. Benadil also says, Stollers comes out, the Undertaker theme for Game 7, cinema. I don't think so. Joseph Wall, lights out here tonight, as producer Vic also sent that super chat in for Sick Kids Charity and said, Joseph Wall. That's it. That's all he did. Super chat says, Joseph Wall. I get it. I understand. That's being producer Vic's guy, and he gets a shutout in an elimination game in this one here tonight. So I understand it. We do have those likes that I got to get to. So right before we get to our next caller, our first caller, I guess, of the show, that's not Jay Rosehill. Smelling salts. We got 4 more to do. Little close on those ones. Oh, it's like jumping into a freshly chlorinated pool. That is tough. All right, let's get to our first caller of the night here. Let's get to the man himself. You see him in the chat all the time. X, though, welcome to the Leafs Nation After Dark Game 6, Round 2 post-game show. How are we feeling after this win? Oh, my God, that hit me hard.
Zack, we're feeling great, buddy. Thanks for having me on the show, as always. And I think we're feeling. It's like a sickness. It's like a roller coaster. Your stomach's feeling this way one second, it's feeling that way the next second. It's the fucking Leafs. We're all used to it. We know what's going on, but again, you're injected with that sense of hope. So we're feeling good, but we're also sitting back, being cautious about it.
I think that's fair. I think that's where I'm at. You know, this team, the way that they suck you in is always doing that. It's like prepared to break your heart night in and night out. And the honest answer, as someone who watches all hockey, I'm watching every series, every game, every night, and breaks this down seriously, knows this is not over, and it would be the stupidest thing ever to be like, this team's going to win in 7, like, that's it. And especially as a Leafs fan, I know this would be absurd if I sit here and I go, they're going to win in 7, let's ride, we're good, it's like, keep rocking, they've got it. Who knows? And this team has broken our hearts so many times when it comes to Game 7. But, EXO, I mean, this one, it just feels good. It feels good not just to win, but it feels good to win the way that they did.
Yeah, exactly. It feels super good, and it's the craziest thing is like your guys' show, whether it's After Dark or it's the in the morning show Monday to Friday. It's like therapy. We always say it's like a therapeutic session. So
yeah.
we're like, what you guys do well is represent how we're all kind of feeling. Although we all shit on certain players, we all fucking hate ourselves. We hate the Leafs. We hate our existence. But we keep going through. It's like this torment that we're caught in all together. It's like a fever dream, and
it is.
And we keep going through it. And yeah, I mean, we're excited, man. And Game 7 is like tonight. These guys come out and have a game that's like textbook, almost. I wouldn't say perfect, but it was good enough against this team that we deem that is so much better than us, and the D backed us up. The D held the fort, and we fought through. And so we got 7 on Sunday. Kind of shitty it's on a Sunday, but it's a long weekend. So I always say, is it going to be the May 2-4 miracle, or is it going to be the May 2-4 fucking heartbreak? And legacies are made, and we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. The May 2-4 miracle or the May 2-4 heartbreak. And see, that's the thing. Like, I was talking to a buddy earlier today. He's a huge Leafs fan as well, and he's like, man, like, because I was saying, I'm like, look, the leafiest thing possible is to drag us to Game 7. Win or lose, it's to drag us to Game 7. We all knew it. You know what I mean? Like, we all knew it's going to 7. Yep. It's just the Leafy thing to do. And he's like, man, we'll all go to work miserable on Monday. And then he's like, well, I guess there's no work on Monday. So even if I'm miserable, like, who the fuck cares? I was like, yeah, exactly. Like, if you're miserable, you're miserable. It is what it is. But we push on. That's what this team does, X, though. That's what this team does. They drag you in, they set you up, you get all excited, and then all of a sudden, bang, they punch you in the face and they say, fuck you. But we'll see. Maybe this year, I'll use the word, is different. Maybe.
So, Zach, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Because usually you guys have your guests on and you ask them the questions, and I want to ask you. I know it's a loaded one, but Game 7 Sunday in Toronto at Greta Bar. What's the score of the game?
It's going to OT. Fuck it. It's a Leafs show. I'll be positive here tonight. It's 3-2 Leafs OT Game 7. And it's Matthew Nyes who scores the OT winner.
Now we go, boys. Now we go.
All right. X, though, thank you for calling
Sorry, I
in
put you
here
on the
tonight.
spot, but
No, it's all good. I had to think about it for a second. But I say Matthew Nyes, he's been a weapon. He's been just a beast all series long. And he's a guy that just, he's injured here. There's questions about it. I feel like a lot of us think it's going OT, in 7 just because of the history of these guys. And I'll stick with it. It's going 7, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at. X, though, I'll get you out of here. There's more people who have called, and there's more people who are waiting, and there's more people who want to call in. So I appreciate you calling. Is there anything you've got for Leafs Nation before you leave here tonight?
The only thing I got for Leafs Nation is never feel bad for hating them and never feel bad for loving them. We're all in it together. That's why it's called Leafs fucking Nation. And you know what, boys? We're fucking going. At the end of the day, if you don't believe, what's the point of fucking going? So we got a belief no matter what, as much as we hate them. Let's fucking go, boys. And you know what? Call in, you motherfuckers. All these guys in the chat, call in. We're all here together. Leafs Nation. Rock and roll. Thanks for the show, boys. Fucking go, Leafs, go.
Fucking go, Leafs, go. And now we go. X, though, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. There you go. We'll hop to the next caller here. Tonight, he's got Cam off there. I have a feeling I might know who it is, but before we get to them real quick here, I want to jump to the super chats that we've got that are waiting because I don't want to leave people hanging. And we have smelling salts. We're almost at 300 likes here, but I've got to get some more smelling salts, so we'll do those. As ridiculous as these are, and I know some people say, oh, I don't like them, people still smash the like button for whatever reason just to see them. So thank you for liking. We're almost at 300. Keep it going, but here's the smelling salts. Oh, all right. There you go. Michael says, it's Game 7. Let's hope Mitch's baby is the team lucky charm. Okay. It's Canada versus USA. Let's all of us pray to God. Michael, whatever works for you. I'll just leave it at that. The funny thing is, I never view like NHL games as Canada versus USA. I just don't have that in me. Like, it's not Canada versus USA. I don't care. But I do think it's kind of funny given that the Florida Panthers fans were cheering USA after, I think, Game 4. So, sure, Canada versus USA. Bring it on. I don't view it that way, but sure, I get it. Let's go to the next caller here. They were waiting. I see that they are on mute here right now, but if they want to unmute, who do we got here on the line next up? They were waiting there for a while. I don't know if it might be Alex A. That's kind of who I thought it might have been, but I don't know. I don't know if we've got them there. I don't know. Well, 1 second. Let me see if I've got this here. It might be a me issue, not them issue. Who do we got on the line? Do we fix it there? Hello? Yeah? We got anyone on the line here? I heard a mouse clicking. All right. I'm not sure if they want to stick around. They'll stick around, and we can get to them in a minute. But I do have other callers waiting, so I want to make sure that I can get to these people. I want to make sure they can give their thoughts. And the next guy, he's going to come on cam with us here. He's someone who watches Morning Cup of Hockey. He's in the chat there all the time. He works with our friend Hot Take Hockey, who we got to meet up with in Nashville. I met him a few times. Actually, I found out that he works with my sister, which was kind of a funny realization after the fact. We both kind of found that out separately. He's got his own show. He's in the Sheet chat. He's in the Leafs Nation After Dark chat. He's in all of it. So we're going to welcome to the show here for the first time ever, and hopefully not the last time, the Sports Beard, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. Jeremiah, How's it going here tonight? What jersey are you wearing, by the way?
You got me? Lima Charlie?
Yeah, I got you. I've got you. Whoever the other caller was, I don't have them, but I've got
still
you.
I can still see him in your thing, and he's still trying to be heard. He's
Okay.
still in there.
I'll figure that one out
just
in a
let
bit.
you know, he's there. He hasn't gone anywhere.
Okay.
I think he said his name is John, I want to say.
Okay. I'll get to him in a minute.
He said his name is Steve.
Okay. I'll get to him after you there. But in the meantime, How are you feeling?
I'm really happy for you guys. You said my friend John Viveros, Hot Take Hockey.
Yep.
I'm wearing just a little quick story for Leafs Nation.
The Dougie.
I'm wearing a Doug Gilmour captain jersey from the Toronto Maple Leafs, the golden era. When I fell in love with hockey, I saw Doug Gilmour and the Toronto Maple Leafs win a game on the road against the LA Kings, and I never knew who any of these people were, and I fell in love with Dave Ellett and Nikolai Borshevsky and all these guys, and I've been a closeted Leafs fan forever. Even though I grew up a Washington Capitals fan, I root for that franchise. I root for the people. There's so many good people. My friend Nick Kiprios, who's come on my show several times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, Nick, he's famous in the Toronto Maple Leafs thing. Sammy McKee, I know you guys know Sam.
Yep.
Vic, I think Vic had him at his wedding.
Yep.
So you guys are awesome. I just want to send positive vibes.
Thank you.
To all of Leafs Nation. I told Hot Take Hockey tonight when he was doing his live stream, I said, he's doing it from a hotel room in Dallas. I said, man, the hockey gods do this stuff for a reason. That's all gets sorted out in the wash. Leafs fans have been through enough. It's time for them to it's their day in the sun here. I said the whole year I felt like the Leafs feel like an Eastern Conference Finals team to me. I think they're going to do it, man. Let's just send the positive vibes. It's going to happen. And I can leave on that very positive note.
Thank you. Quickly before you go though, I'm not saying this. I swear I'm not saying this as an I told you so. But you asked in the sheet chat today. You were like, "Why are you so confident they win tonight?" And I just
I know,
I
was
was
trying
like,
to play it down because I didn't want to get my own personal hypes up. That's how I do it. And also I could say, "Oh, I thought they would lose," you know.
Yeah.
And then if they do win, you're like, "Yes, this is awesome."
Yeah.
So I can still feel good about the Leafs Nation getting this Game 7. Yeah, look, the guy's showing all his Doug Gilmour paraphernalia off to me. Like, yeah, I got an autographed Doug Gilmour thing. Yeah, buddy, I got you. I actually at one point had about $3,000 worth of Doug Gilmour paraphernalia that I donated to the Scotty Gomez Foundation here in Alaska. That goes to helping kids get hockey gear. I know that's a huge thing. So
that's awesome.
Zach, I love that donations. I think I left one earlier. Go to Sick Kids Fund, you said, for this. That's really cool.
Yeah, Sick
I'm
Kids
a
charity.
huge, even though I live in a different country, I'm definitely aware of the big charities in Canada. And when I come to the Hockey Hall of Fame, bro, we got to go. I got to meet up with you. I will be at the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's a great event every year. I like to try to go. I didn't get to go last year. So I now have a friend that lives in Toronto.
Yes.
In you. So
correct.
Greta Bar or something. We'll meet up.
Yes, sounds good. Jeremiah, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Continued success to you as well on your show. And
thank you.
Hopefully we get plenty more Leafs games to cover. Maybe not.
Yeah, I do. Man, it's going to be fun for the league. Let's just get it. It's time.
It's also just quickly, it's fun. I am a person, I know some people are a little more sensitive to it. I'm a person who enjoys like the hate. Like I get it. I get why people hate.
Yeah.
Bring it on. It's fun. That's what sports is about. You should hate us. We should hate you. It's fun. And people hate the Leafs. And I think that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but you guys have dealt with enough. It's time.
There you go.
1967. It's time, buddy. All right, brother. Have a great night, Zach. Doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. There you go. Jeremiah Maxwell hopping on here to help break this one down here tonight. We do have a couple more callers, so I want to make sure that we get to each of these here. The next one, I saw him. He was trying to say his name. In Jeremiah telling me who he was, I was trying to sort through all of that. I think I missed it, but I've tried to get him set up here now. I think we should be all good to go. Who do we got here on the line now?
Steve.
Oh, hold on a second.
Steve.
Hold on. I got to fix something. That is on my end, not yours. Go ahead.
Oh, you heard me. It's Steve.
All right, Steve,
okay,
what's
here's
up?
the thing I've been trying to say for a long time. Why do you think they haven't won since 1967?
Why?
There's only one reason. There's only one reason.
Why?
The fans. The fans. The fans always doubt. And if you look at the way the universe works, with all that negative energy, we will never win until we have unwavering faith.
So you think we just got to bring positive vibes, keep it high, keep
Belief.
it happy, keep it pumped up, keep believing.
Believe.
And we got a
all
shot.
things are possible to those who believe. Once we have unwavering faith, the fans, the no doubt, the no, oh, I knew they were going to screw it up in Game 7. Oh, they're always blowing the lead. We will win the cup.
You think so? That's the biggest thing here holding them back here right now?
The fans.
Okay. But do you think that the fans have enough passion right now this year to help propel them and help them carry over the line? Do you think anything has changed in the fan base?
I think it's kind of on the teeter-totter right now.
Okay.
So we got to have that faith. We got to have that unwavering faith and belief that we are going to win no matter what.
Okay. Fair. You know what? I do think that having positive vibes in the building on Sunday is a good thing. I think the criticism, I will say, I'll push back a little bit. I think the criticism of these guys has mostly been fair of what we've said and what we've seen and how we felt about them. But I do understand. Let's bring some positive vibes. Let's bring some positive energy into that arena on Sunday.
So I'll give you a quick little story.
Yep.
40,000 fans or 40,000 people got together in a stadium and prayed that they would reduce the crime rate in LA one year by 40% for like 3 months. And they did it. So when you have that many thousands and thousands of minds believing in the Leafs, we will win.
Okay. You see, you know what? Positive vibes.
It's energy. It's
Energy. Positive vibes and energy. We'll bring that into Sunday. Steve, you got anything else for us here tonight?
Nah, that's it, buddy. We are going to win.
All right. I appreciate
67.
it. Not since 1967. And who scores the second
And we
goal
have
here
67.
tonight?
And we have 67 on our team. It's the moment.
There you go. Steve.
Go Leafs, go.
Go
See you,
Leafs,
Zack.
go. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Next caller we're going to get to here on the show is we do still have people waiting to call in. I see him on cam. I won't bring him on to cam. I don't know if he wants that, but I see him on cam there. He's been shaking his head at some of the stuff that was said. So I want to hear how he's feeling about this one. He's wearing the Leafs jersey. I did see he's got a Raptors championship poster up and behind him there. Who do we got on the line, and how are we feeling following this win here tonight?
All right, so this is the first time I've ever been on live for anything.
Okay. Welcome to the show.
You got to understand. Thank you. The guy was saying, but you got to understand. If we get rid of his hoots, there's our fans.
Hold on, you got a bad mic connection here. Bad mic connection. One sec. Let's see if we can fix that for you. Let's see if we can get that fixed. But your mic connection's a little wonky. In the meantime, as you go to fix that mic connection, real quick here, I'll go to some of the super chats that we've got going on. I see over 300 likes here on the post-game show. 800 plus people watching right now. Just as we real quick get his mic fixed back up here, we do have a super chat that came in from Jacket Good. Jacket Good, thank you for the super chat. But Jacket Good says, no offense, Zach, but we don't like your haircut. You know what? I take some offense to that because I think that my barber did an amazing job. And you know what? I told him I would do this. I know we don't do free shout-outs here, but Andy Wu, Scene Studios, downtown, I told him, I said, Andy, we got to clean things up, whether it's just myself and my appearance on camera, if it is the vibes around this team, I don't know. But we need to change something. We need to fix something. And he was busy, and he said, you know what? He's a big Leafs fan as well. He said, you know what? Fuck it. We do have to change something. We have to turn this around. We have to fix it. Let's get you done. He got me in there this morning. I got a new haircut, and here we are. So shout out to Andy Wu for getting it cleaned up. Maybe it was the turning point. Beard gone, hair gone, all of it. All right, let's see if we got this mic connection fixed. Let's see. Let's check this out. How are we doing here? I think it's still a little clunky. It sounds like we're like on like some I don't even know. Like I would like to say dial-up internet, but I don't even know if I know what that is. But you're just choppy. You were just choppy. No, I don't know. Dial up. That would be a lie if I said that. Your mic connection's just a little off. That's the only problem. I'm trying to fix it, but mic connection's just off. It's just not coming through clean. It sounds like a little robotic, but if we can get it fixed, then hopefully we can do that. Maybe try on a different device or something. He's holding up the phone there. What do we got? You got it fixed? Okay. We'll see. In the meantime, we'll see if we can get to our next caller here who has been waiting on the line. While we get to them here, what is your name? Who do we have calling into the show? This is who we had waiting from before. They've got themselves muted here today, but I think we've got this thing fixed. Who do we got on the line right now?
Hello?
Alex. I knew it. I knew we had Alex waiting to call in. Alex? Did we lose you?
Hello?
Hello? Who do we got on the line here right now? All right, we're in and out on this one. Maybe it's not working. If they get it figured out, we'll have them on the show. Oh, there we go. I got sound from you.
Hello?
Yep, I got you.
All right. My name's not Alex, but my name is Sean.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was Alex. Sean, how's it going?
All good. Not bad. I just want to say that I thought Tanev had a very quiet but very productive night, as usual. But, yeah, I was really surprised at the pushback tonight.
Yeah, I mean it's a weird one, right? Like it's like you're surprised, but in a way you're not, because this is who they are and like this is what they do and this is how things go for this team, where it's like they drop the worst game we've probably ever seen them play ever, and then they follow it up with a performance like this. But yeah, I mean Chris Tanev was awesome tonight, and you know what's I think that the one thing that you can look at too is he called himself out after the last game and he said I have to be better, and you know what? He was better tonight.
He did, and he stepped up, I thought. I didn't think he had a bad game in Game 5, honestly.
No, I don't
the
think
whole
so
team
either.
kind of basically fucked up.
Yeah.
Excuse
Yeah.
my language, but
No, it's all good.
Yeah, so yeah, and Matthews getting that snipe, I don't know if you would even call it that, but that shot that it looked like old Matthews.
That's true. Comes in off the rush, rips that thing. It's the outside in through the screen-ish
it
kind
did.
of shot.
It looked
5-hole. Yeah.
It definitely looked like Matthews of old. So.
Yeah. Anything else here stand out to you in this win tonight?
Yeah, no, I thought McCabe had a good game.
I would agree.
Defensively. Yeah, no, that's basically what the main takeaways that I thought.
So how are you feeling in general, vibes-wise, following a win like this? You know, we were basically all the way out. Game 4, Game 5, we were out. I was out. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try to pretend that I wasn't. I was out. I think a lot of us were. And then you pull us right back in, and we're. I'm still out. You're out. You're out still.
I think it is classic Toronto. Take it back to Game 7, lose it. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy, but it just feels like that.
Yeah.
It feels like that Boston series all over again.
Yeah, maybe. I'll push this back on you before we get you out of here.
Yeah.
Do you think that this could be the demons that needed to be exercised? You blow this. You have a new captain. Brad Marchand, of all people, is on the Florida Panthers. You're going to 7. You know, you pushed back. You had the worst game ever. You got through the Battle of Ontario. You fought through the biggest criticism you could ever face. People were kicking you out the door. You're going to 7. Could this be the demons that need to be exercised? Could this be the reason that everything is different?
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, that if it is, I will be highly surprised. But I think if they do manage to come back against Florida in 7, I think the sky's the limit because I don't think there's a team better than Florida in the playoffs right now. So
I think that's a fair point. Rosie said it the other day. I mean, we'll see how true that is, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. But Rosie did say, he's like, if there's one team that he thought could beat the Leafs, or not beat the Leafs, but like that the Leafs had like kind of as their boogeyman, and it was the Florida Panthers. So we'll see how this plays out. I appreciate you calling in here. Do you have any final words for Leafs Nation before you go tonight? Because I will say, the chat right now is giving you some shit. They're giving you some shit. They're like, big win, game 6, you're going to 7, and you're down. Like, let's get the vibes up right now.
Right. Well, no, that's about it. I have no vibes because this team has let me down way too many times. So
Okay.
if you want to give me shit, give me shit.
Okay.
I have no confidence in this team. So,
You know, a lot of times I would say, perk up, it'll be okay, let's get positive. But I do completely understand what you're talking about, and I really can't fight with you on it, so I completely get it. I
right.
appreciate you calling in. Thank you for taking the time to do
Thanks
this.
for your
And
time.
hopefully we can hear from you again in more future Leafs games, not just
Sounds
Game
good.
7 on Sunday. All right, there you go.
All right,
Thank you
bye.
for calling in. Quickly, before we get to our next caller, who I think might have figured out his audio issues here, before we check him out, I want to get to some of these super chats, and we'll power through those. 335 likes here on the post-game show tonight, and we do have a bunch of super chats and smelling salts to get to, so keep liking the stream. Here's the smelling salts. I think that's 3 of 6 or 4 of 6. That would be. J-Rock, that was a Craig Berube win tonight. Hashtag Berube number 4. Yeah, that was a Berube 4. That was a Craig Berube win. I would agree. I think Rosie and I kind of touched on that and everything that went into it. I think that was kind of the style of play he implemented for most of the season, and they got away from it in Game 4. They got away from it in Game 5. Can you put that together consistently? We'll see. The Sports Beard, Vic and Zack. You called it a Game 6. You called it for Game 6. This is what he sent earlier, by the way, before he called in, Jeremiah. Game 6, it's good to see you guys smiling. Alaska is sunny. Anyhow, anything is possible. Sending you positive vibes from Alaska. Thank you, Jeremiah. You did call in from Alaska, so it's pretty impressive. If we got guys dialed in here with mint Wi-Fi and connection from Alaska, we should be able to figure this out for everybody. But let's get to it here. Let's see how his audio is hanging up right now and if we've got this figured out. He is rocking the Jays hat. He's rocking the Jays jersey. Did we get this audio figured out? How are we doing here tonight?
All right, so I switched to my phone.
We got it. There you go.
Look at this.
What's he holding up there? Autographed stick. What is that right now? Explain to the listeners what you're holding up for me.
All right, so I've been taking my son to games.
Yeah. Philippe Myers autographed stick.
Yeah, so it was, I forget who it was, but it was just after Halloween. They won in overtime, and he came across it. We were supposed to be way up there. We got free tickets, but we went right where they go in the tunnels.
Yeah.
And walked in like we were supposed to be there. And we sat there for a few games, and he gave my son that. And
Nice.
then we waited, came outside it. Even Strom, actually, Dylan Strom's brother, he was playing that night.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so anyway, I forget what I was shaking my head no to the guy for. So I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
So I've been around for the good times back then and now. And my thing is, how do you feel about this Game 6? Because I'll tell you right now, everybody I talked to about this game, I was like, Toronto's going to do the most leafiest thing. They're going to work their off. They're going to win this game. But it's the Game 7 I'm worried about. I like the changes. This is where like I'm fighting with myself. Yeah, like fighting with an ex. Yeah, like, do I get back with her even though she cheated on me like 5-6 years in a row? Hey, I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, yo, she got a new dad, and taught her well. Craig Berube.
That's what I was gonna say. You're thinking Berube. He's the new dad. He's the guy who can come in here and turn this around. He changed his daughter.
Yeah. Then he brought in like security guards to protect her comfort zones.
So you're saying this is entirely different. We've turned the tide. We've got it. The girlfriend that cheated on us. It's different because there's a stepdad in town, or the dad went to a parenting school, and things are different because now all of a sudden new systems are implemented. There's a new vibe at home, so things will be okay, and we can believe in this cheating ex-girlfriend.
I'm hoping because I've seen this story.
So you're concerned still?
Yeah, I'm still concerned, but in a way, I rock with my Leafs to win or lose. Doesn't matter. They're my team.
Yeah.
But you know what? There might be somebody that sneaks in it and gets my girl.
So you're still concerned. You're still concerned. I understand that.
It's game 7.
Yeah, that's fair. The game 7 is concerning. I will give you that. We're gonna get to next caller here, KPG, in just a second. But before you go, any thoughts for you? Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to Leafs Nation before you leave?
Yo, we win in game 7. That's it.
There you go. Simple as that. All right. Also, by the way, what was your name? We didn't catch it.
Oh, Mason.
Mason. Thank you for calling in here, Mason. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I see this guy shaking his head. Why is he shaking his head? You know I'm right.
No, I don't know. I don't see the cameras here right now. I'm just trying to set all this stuff up on my side.
Oh, I do. I see him shaking his head. But you know something, right? You know what? I can never go against the Leafs. Hey, I can't. It doesn't matter what I do, even though it's the same story every year. And when it goes to game 7, the first thought in your head is, boom. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be a tight game, and they fuck it up. Sorry if I swear.
You're okay.
Bad.
You're okay.
They're just gonna somehow do a Leafy thing, winning game 6, losing game 7. That's what Leafs are known for. And that's what gets me nervous because they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, it would be Leafy. All right, Mason, I'll get you out of here on that. I appreciate you taking the time to call in. I also appreciate you taking the time to figure out that audio stuff. I'm glad we got to hear from you tonight. Look, good luck in game 7.
The other guy, I'm sorry if he disagrees with me, but it is what it is. See, like I've been a fan of it for over, 40 years, not over.
Fair.
I've been there for the ups and downs.
I get it. Mason, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good luck in game 7. Go Leafs, go.
Yeah, I hope I could call back and we're going to game 1.
I hope so too. I hope we get to hear from you in game 1 of round 3. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate it.
Don't take what I said as I'm doubting them. I'm hoping they prove me wrong.
I understand. I'm in the same boat as you. So thank you. There you go. Mason, jumping on here on the post-game show to help us break this one down. We're going to get to our final caller of the night here. He is waiting. He is a staple of the Leafs Nation After Dark. We've seen him at Greta Bar a bunch of times. You see him in the chat all the time. He fires off the super chats. He calls in. All of that stuff. Let's get to the man, the myth, the legend, KPG. KPG, what's up?
Zack, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Can you hear me? Awesome. You know what, Zack? It's great to see you. I saw you at Game 5 at Greta. I stopped in for like 6 minutes. I looked at your face. It was only 1-0, but it was all gloom and doom.
Yeah,
and you know what? But it was dark. But guess what? It really reflects what we know about this series and this team. We have a good idea which Leaf team came to play very early on. And I think like with this series, the clutch goal is not necessarily the winning goal, but it's the first goal of the game. And I have to say, Matthews came up clutch tonight. He had to perform, and it was 0-0 pretty much all the game. And he put it in Austin Matthews style. So to me, that was clutch. It's the game winner. We got a shout out. Great game tonight.
Have you been screaming all night, KPG?
Screening or
Yeah,
remember
screaming.
so last night I threw a wicked rave party. Yeah, and it was like 300 people. You were invited. Nick was invited. You guys should have come. It went till like 4 a.m. in the junction, and it was wild. I gave a speech there too. It was dope. So yeah, I've been screaming all night and partying all night the night before.
Fair. By the way, Supa Sim says rats suck sack.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. They do suck sack. That's the way it goes. They do, but you know, this. Oh, by the way, Mrs. KPG just got me tickets for Game 7. That night is going to be big. It's going to be wild in Toronto. Win or lose. Guys can win as winners. Guys can lose as winners. Tonight they came out as winners. It's either going to be fucking flooding the streets wild, or it's going to be a lot of tears. But if you asked me before this series that we were going to go to Game 7, I'd say, you know what? I'm happy with that because the Leafs showed up.
Okay. I mean, fair. I think at the end of the day, I'm still going to look back in Game 5 and remember that forever. But, you know, they did show up here tonight. If they play this way and they lose in Game 7, it'll be a sad reaction on Sunday night, but it will be better than what it was in Game 5. I'll put it that way.
You're going to be at Greta. I'll be at the game. Are we going to meet? Oh, you've got the show after the game. I was going to say, are we going to meet in the streets if they win? Because the town will be partying till about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So you'll have time to get out there. Put on your boots. It's everybody show up to Toronto and either bring your parade boots or bring a noose and a stool, okay? Because that's the type of night it's going to be.
Oh, my God. KPG, thank you for calling in. We do have one more caller.
Wait, one more thing I just want to say.
Ahead.
A poem, okay?
A poem, okay.
Roses are red, violets are black. The Florida Panthers can go suck my sack. Oh, yeah, baby. Woo! Go Leafs, go. We're going to do it.
There you go. KPG, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. We got one more caller on the line here. As I'm setting him up here, I could see he's smiling. He was clapping for KPG's poem. He looks pumped up and ready to go. I'm expecting positive vibes. Our last caller of the night here. Who do we have on the line?
How you doing, man? I'm Mike French.
Mike French? Is that what I got?
Yes, sir. That's my name. I'm Mike French. I'm a newer Maple Leafs fan. So let me kick it to you like this. And that's because I'm newer to the hockey. Okay. And this team right here has made me, I'm going to be a full dead Maple Leafs fan, bro. So all about Maple Leafs. I think, you know, the team is awesome. Yeah. They play some aggressive hockey, bro. You know what I mean? And as I look at this team, watching them play, I've kind of checked out the other teams, you know, and I'm like, man, dude, this Game 7 is going to tell it all. It's going to tell it all. I personally believe the Game 7 winner takes it. That's what I believe.
So how long have you been watching hockey? That's what I'm curious for. And how long have you been a Leafs fan for? Because I think a lot of people in the chat are going to be interested. I am loving the positivity and the freshness that you're bringing to this, because I think there's a lot of people who are in the chat who are like, man, I wish I could be this innocent again. I wish I could be like just viewing the Maple Leafs with these eyes that you are coming at it from. So how long have you been watching for?
About a month, man. So I'm like brand new into hockey, bro. So I'm like, bro, I picked the Maple Leafs because I'm a tree climber. Okay. Okay. And then I was like, yeah, because I'm a tree climber. So I was like, go Maple Leafs, bro. And then I look at the Maple Leafs like this, dude. They represent two different countries to me because I'm from the United States. So to me, they represent Canada and the United States. So I'm all in with the Maple Leafs, bro.
Okay. I appreciate it. So I'm welcome to hockey. First of all, welcome to Maple Leafs fandom. I will say this. It is your first month, so you are, or I guess beyond that at this point, but you are about to experience a roller coaster unlike any other, so I will forewarn you with that. But what did it feel like? I'll ask you, like, because it's gonna be interesting from your standpoint. What did you feel after Game 5 versus the last game they played on Wednesday versus what you felt for tonight, and the difference in feeling and emotion and opinions coming out of each of those games, Mike?
Well, you know, I mean, both games being the playoffs, it seems like as a playoff team, you know what I mean? You got to take it minute by minute, you know what I mean? Shot by shot. The Game 5 was a heartbreak, you know what I mean? Right there. You know, I thought they brought it though, you know what I mean, as much as possible for a Game 5, you know. And then as going into this game, you know, it's the captain getting that shot, you know what I mean? That's bringing the team up right there, you know, letting them know that, you know, he's got it. It was a clean shot, dude, right between those legs, you know. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But both goalies did a very good job, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's coming down to that on who is finalizing their, you know, their I guess what you would say, how do you put it? I guess you're just what comes natural, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, they're making the shots. The goalies are playing as hard as they can. So, you know, it's one of those things that 5 was a heartbreak. This was awesome. You know what I mean? McMahon, that's who I picked as my dude, bro. I'm a Bobby McMahon fan.
Okay.
So seeing him not be selfish, pass that puck, get it to him, and putting him in, you know what I mean? I'm super excited. Game 7. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, dude. It's exciting. The fact that they pushed back, the fact they won this game, forced this thing to 7. It's just an exciting time to be. It's a weird time, but it's an exciting time to be a Leafs fan. It feels like you're living on the edge here. I think that's one thing you'll learn to experience is that you are constantly one step away from the worst day ever and one step away from just absolute greatness and being on that other side and pushing over the hill. You know, we look at this Game 7 that you're talking about here and like your excitement for it. That's one of those moments. It's like they win that. We're going to experience as a fan base excitement that we haven't felt since the early 2000s. For those who have been Leafs fans for a long time, Mike. And on the other side, you lose, and it's like misery. That will be just hard to even compare for people. It's like that's what it is like at all times being a Leafs fan. But man, I'm glad you're getting to experience this for the first time and being a part of this here.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on here, man. It's been great. Go Maple Leafs. Go Bobby McMahon.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Go Bobby McMahon and go Maple Leafs. Thanks, Mike, for calling in. I appreciate you and happy to have you back anytime.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
There you go. Mike French hopping on here. Brand new Maple Leafs fan. That's pretty cool. I will say, like, that's something that I've not got to experience here yet, doing this post-game show or just doing Maple Leafs coverage in general as someone who's like, hey, I'm new to the Maple Leafs. Imagine viewing this team with fresh eyes. Like, you're watching this and you're like, what the hell is going on? Ups and downs and back and forth and just... what a time to be a Maple Leafs fan. What a time to jump into Maple Leafs fandom. Shout out to Mike French there. Welcome to Leafs Nation. Welcome to hockey fandom, all of it. Thank you to Mike for calling in, adding in just a hockey fan and a Leafs fan on that. That's pretty awesome. And the chat is pretty pumped up about welcoming Mike to Leafs Nation here as well. That'll do it for the calls here on the post-game show tonight. Thanks to everybody who called in. I have more things to do before I can wrap up the show here tonight. This has been a long one, hour 45, but this is positive vibes in Leafs Nation, and I wanted to make sure that we got to keep that going. About 700 people still watching the post-game show at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's only Game 6, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to 7. But Leafs Nation is pumped up. So thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing. We have 350 likes. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button here on the channel. I hope Mike has subscribed. I hope those of you who are watching here for the first time have subscribed. Keep that positive energy going. Keep liking, subscribing the stream. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the playoffs. Hopefully, that's not on Sunday. Hopefully, that pushes on and we can push this thing into June. Smelling salts before we get back to the Super Chats. There you go. J-Rock. I bet Zack's chest hair has a mullet as well. It does not. You'll have to wait until maybe we get a Game 7 victory. Maybe you can find out what we got going on, but I will tell you there's no chest mullet going on. Next super chat here. Proceeds from our super chat as well. Money donated comes in, and you want your questions, your comments answered on the post-game show. Money from the super chats goes to Sick Kids Charity. Next super chat from MJ. Thank you, MJ, for the super chat. I appreciate you sending that in, sending the questions and the comments. We still got a couple more to get to. MJ says, I will see you at Greta on Sunday. Absolutely buzzing. If you fellas or anyone watching is there, I will buy you a beer. I'll be the tall guy with a nameless jersey. Well, MJ, thank you for watching. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the support, and we look forward to seeing you at Greta Bar on Sunday then. I mean, I hope people absolutely pack that place. It's been a fun environment. It's been a fun spot to go to. All playoffs long. Anytime we've gone there for events and watch-alongs this season, it's been an absolute blast. Getting to meet people out there in Nashville was a good time too. But Sunday, I mean, Game 7, it could quite literally be the last game. Hopefully not. But regardless, win or lose, I would like to experience it with Leafs Nation. So make sure to get your asses out there. And MJ, thank you for the super chat. I look forward to seeing you there as well. Michael says, Zach, let's try something different for Game 7. You never did in the last 8 years. I suggest you wear a suit and a tie in Game 7 to bring a turn of fortune. A suit and a tie. Should I wear... I'll put a poll. Should I wear a suit and... suit and tie to Game 7 at Greta? Yes. Suit up or... Nah, keep it the same. That's what we'll put the option as in the chat. We'll see what we get for responses on the poll here. We got 2 more super chats, and then we got a couple more things to go before we can wrap up the show tonight. Next super chats does come in from Harry Balsania. Harry, thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chat. Harry says, "Go Leafs, go," from Fairbanks, Alaska. Well, Harry, we did have a caller in earlier from Alaska. That would be our guy, the sports beard, Jeremiah Maxwell. Thank you to Jeremiah for calling in. That's a couple of things. A couple of guys from Alaska here tonight in the show. A couple of people participating, super chats, comments, likes, questions, all of it, all the good stuff. People putting, wear a suit. Dear God, I shouldn't have put this poll. I don't know that I should wear a suit. I think comfort is key. I'm going to be honest. I think comfort is key. I don't think I should be wearing a suit. I'm also worried that I'm going to be yelling and screaming and jumping up and down, doing some dumb stuff. And I don't want to ruin my suit because I only got one. And I got one of my buddy's weddings this summer. But I mean... You sickos in the chat, keep voting. I'll just say, I suggest saying keep it the same because it won us a game here tonight. It won us a game. The haircut, maybe I got to... Ryan Covart in the chat earlier said, you got to get a haircut on Sunday as well. That might be the case. I might have to go back. Imagine Dragons 69.97. Suits are comfortable, aren't they? I mean, Jesus. It's too warm for a suit is true. It is too warm for a suit. Show the suit up, then strip down after we win Game 7. All right. I don't know if I'll be doing that. We do have more likes here. Let's get to the super chats and the likes to keep it going, and then we'll get to our play of the game, grade of the game, and our best bet. I do have a Leafs tie. Actually, I have an NHL tie, not a Leafs tie. And I have a Leafs golf shirt. Do something for the team is what's being said here. Next super chat. This comes in from Michael. Let's spread it on social media. Don't say go Leafs go from now on for luck. Shout out. Win Leafs win. I kind of like that. Don't say go Leafs go. Win Leafs win. Okay. Sure. Win Leafs win. Oh, God. The chat is buying into the suit situation here. One more super chat comes in. That was really loud. Didn't anticipate that. Realized I was not pressing the right button the whole time. Pressed the right one and then boom. Whoops. Tammy, notch the eyebrows. No, not notching the eyebrows. Not doing that. Harry Balsonia, happiness hedge on Sunday. Bet on Panthers. Nope, not doing it. I bet on the Leafs tonight. They won. Not doing it. Cannot do it. Cannot do it. Let's get to our final segment, or final couple segments of the show before we wrap this thing up. Let's get to our best bet for tonight. Again, you want to get in on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365. Dave got you from game props, player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, the Stanley Cup champions, and much, much more. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. You must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Best bet in the game tonight, lost. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too upset. Our best bets on the season at this point here now, we lose $50 on the Johnny T anytime goal, but that puts us up $1,031 in profit. So all that garbage talk I took from you guys earlier about this best bets and how much I lose and how much you guys are hearing from me, talking about the losses. $1,031 we have profited on the Leafs Nation pregame show best bets on Bet365. So while I just pumped my own tires and talked about how good I am and talked about how much money we've won, I might as well take that time to then segue into the fact that well, we lost this best bet tonight. It was Johnny T anytime goal. Loses us $50, but that still leaves us up $1,031. We were up $1,081 going into tonight's game. $1,031 profit remains where we are at. So, hey, we'll try to bounce back on Sunday, but if we're going to lose and this team is going to win, I don't care. I do not care. I will truthfully lose all the money in the world. Well, actually, that's not true. I will continue to lose the bets that we have won. If this team wins. I'll say that. I will say that. All right. More super chats here as they come piling in as we continue on the post-game show. We got a couple more things. Play of the game, grade of the game to get to, but super chats on tonight. Still 630 people watching. Super chats, proceeds from our super chats go to Sick Kids Charity, so keep those super chats coming. Over $100 donated tonight. This one comes in from our friend the Sports Beard, who did call in. Suit up, baby. A good old Canadian suit, perhaps. Jack Victor, my favorite. Jack Victor. Oh my God. I knew that this name was familiar. I know why now. Okay, yeah. Jack Victor. Should I go with a denim blue solid suit? Just a denim suit? Or like a Canadian suit? Maybe I wear a swimsuit? Man, this poll is zipping, hey? Holy shit, everybody wants to see me wear a suit. Michael, Zack, follow the poll, if only a bit of uncomfortable for a few hours. For the win, think about it, 8 years, mate. Wow. This chat really wants to see me wear a suit to Game 7. Well, maybe that'll be the case. I guess I might have to. Business trip to the game. Business trip. That's what it is. We're not here to fuck around anymore. It's a business trip. All right, fine. Maybe I'll get Vic and Nick to wear suits as well. Fine. All right. We'll chat. I'll chat with them. The poll is really pushing. let's go here now to our play of the game. Look, this might be a cop-out. It might be a cop-out. But what I will say is it's the Austin Matthews goal. There are blocked shots. There are hits. There are saves. There are penalty kills that it could have been. There are decisions by Craig Berube that it could have been. It's the Austin Matthews goal. It's your $13.25 million captain, who's your number one center, who had a billion stats going around and around and around about how he's a choker, how he doesn't get it done, how he doesn't come up in the big moment. He got it done. He scored the goal, the game-winning goal. It's Game 6. Anything could happen in Game 7. Anything could happen in Game 7. But talking about this game here tonight, he showed up. He scored the goal when he needed to. He broke the scoreless tie in the third period. That's the play of the game. It's your big boy showing up when it matters and getting it done. That Pacioretty play, by the way, beautiful play by McMahon. It's them getting up ice in speed. Max Pacioretty has just been... What a pickup. Like, this guy was on a PTO. He's in and out of the lineup. He's injured. He's scratched in the first series. And he comes in and he has scored some massive, massive goals. Series clincher against the Sens. You look back to the first two games, goals scored then. Regardless of how you want to look at how far away they were and whether or not they impact how things are now, those are wins that you got to add under your belt. Massive plays. But the play of the game goes to Austin Matthews. Final segment here before we close this thing out. Let's get to our grade of the game here on the show tonight. You guys send in your grades of the game. I want to see where you guys are at, what you think about this one. I'm going to keep it simple. It's rare that I give these out, but I think it's deserving on a night like tonight. Only things that I wish were different before I say the grade. Less penalties in the first there especially. That Panthers team can make you pay. You escaped it. I don't want to say they didn't make you tonight. You escaped it. You did a good job of killing those. But they can make you pay. The other thing would be scoring on the power play. Few and far between. Tough to score at 5-on-5, as you saw here tonight. Other than that, fuck it. A+. Backs against the wall. All the criticism in the world is being thrown your way. And you found a way to win. You dug deep. You played playoff hockey. And you found a way to win. When it mattered the most, you won the game. Credit to this team for coming through. Who knows what happens on Sunday? We'll talk about it then. We'll tee it up at Greta, 590 King Street West. We'll be doing a pregame show, a watch-along, and I guess wearing a fucking suit. But we'll be there. We'll be there to break it down, tee it up, watch it, and react to it. Thank you all for watching the Leaf Station After Dark tonight. Thank you to everyone who called in. Sean, Steve, KPG, Mike, Jeremiah, Rosie, Mason. Thank you all for calling into the postgame. X, though, for giving your thoughts, for letting us know how you feel. We will be live from Greta Bar YYZ on Sunday to tee up Game 7, watch Game 7, and react to Game 7. Thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, supporting. One last one just before we go. Here's the smelling salts. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There you go. Yep, the sports beard, Jeremiah. Thank you all. We'll see you guys on Sunday. And as always, they just suck you back in right when you thought you were out. And at the end of the day, you have to realize sometimes you just got to keep believing. See you, ladies and gentlemen. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take, Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.